Welcome back to On the Hook, the places, faces, and tales of your Myrtle Beach seafood. And today, we're working with shrimp.
Hi, I'm Dylan Foster, and I love seafood. I've been in the Myrtle Beach area for more than 15 years, and since then, my life has revolved around seafood. From cooking and catching it, to serving and selling it, I've done just about everything you can do in this industry. So come and join me as we tour the places, faces, and tales of Myrtle Beach seafood. This is On the Hook.
So here on the Grand Strand, the seafood capital of the world, shrimp are almost everybody's favorites. I mean, we go through so many shrimp, not just here in my shop, but all over the Grand Strand. People love their shrimp. And let me tell you a little bit about shrimp and why people love our South Carolina shrimp so much. So we have three different types of shrimp actually here in South Carolina. We have a pink shrimp, a brown shrimp, and then we have our white shrimp. This is the shrimp that you're going to typically see in restaurants or in a shrimp cocktail or any kind of shrimp dish. This is the largest shrimp variety that we have here in South Carolina, and in my opinion, it is the best, the most flavorful, the best shrimp that we have around. And these bad boys are caught right here off our coast, up and down from about North Carolina south, but right here in South Carolina, we have some awesome shrimpers and some awesome shrimp to catch. And join us on our next episode where we check out one of our local shrimpers. We actually are going to go out on the boat, check out the equipment. It's going to be really cool. Make sure you check that out. And while you're already checking it out, make sure you like and subscribe our videos, hit that bell icon so you're notified of every time that we're bringing you more of the places, faces, and tales of your Myrtle Beach seafood. So these shrimp, we call them rainbow tail shrimp. And if you check out the colors on this tail, really beautiful colors. Some yellows, some blues, some greens, really pretty shrimp. Now these shrimp, the season for these white shrimp is in late fall, late summer to late fall, starting in about August all the way through the end of the year, but October is really when we're going to start seeing some really nice large shrimp like this. This is a 21-25 count, which means that there's 21 to 25 count of shrimp per pound. That's what those numbers mean. Sometimes you see 6 to 8 or 31-40, 16-20. That's what those numbers mean, is how many shrimp you're going to get, how many shrimp tails you're going to get per pound. So that's what those numbers mean. Just a little background information. And while we're talking about background information, I have a game for you guys. I want to know, what was the largest white shrimp ever landed by a commercial fisherman right here in South Carolina? Check it out, do some research in the comments below. Let me know what your answer is, and we will find out the true answer at the end of the show. So let's talk about these white shrimp. Let's clean these bad boys first. So right now they're fully shelled. They are missing their head. These shrimp have a nice large head with some prongs on the top and long antenna, but this is just the tail. This is the motor of the shrimp. They do have legs, so they do walk along the bottom, but really when they're swimming, they'll kick their tail like this, so they actually move backward, which is kind of cool. All right, so let's get started cleaning this white shrimp. Now this has the shell on completely. We're gonna take this cool little tool. This is a shrimp deveiner, or if you're my toddlers, they're gonna probably tell you that this is a good way to get boogers, but they're toddler boys, that's what they do. So we're gonna stick this shrimp deveiner right up into where you would see the vein of that shrimp, right in there. And if you look, you can actually watch it move through the shrimp. It's gonna follow that curve, and we're gonna leave the tail on this particular shrimp. We're gonna pop that little red piece out, and then in one motion, we just push it all the way forward. And what that does, this tool is awesome. It's gonna take the shell off. It's gonna open up that cavity, making it really easy to devein that shrimp. Now that's its intestines. You wanna clean that out. That is where it's all of its entrails and its nasty parts are all up in there. So you wanna make sure you clean that out, because if you don't, your shrimp are gonna be a little sandy and a little gritty when you bite into them. So make sure you clean all that out. And now you have a completely deshelled and deveined shrimp, South Carolina white shrimp. Let's do that one or two more times to show you. Again, right up into that center of that shrimp. I'm gonna go all the way down through, pop that out in one motion, and then easily you can just peel the legs and the shells off in one move. There you go. We'll do a couple more. This is one of my favorite things to do, cleaning shrimp. In all my years in the restaurant, you know, it's a really hectic job. Being a commercial chef, being a chef for 5 restaurants is what I was. I had 150 back of house employees in my day. Some of the best men and women I've ever worked with, but it's a tough job. And any time as the chef that I could find a quiet moment in the corner of the kitchen just to kind of get in my own head and clean shrimp for a little bit was really beneficial, you know, to be able to just kind of reflect on the day and think about what I had coming up or think about my life, my family, whatever, just thinking, just being quiet was really nice, a really nice kind of break from the everyday kind of hecticness that a professional chef goes through on a daily basis in a kitchen of that size, or multiple kitchens of that size, really, I should say. So here's our shrimp, all cleaned and deveined. Now I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can prepare these for different dishes, variety of dishes. First off, leave it like it is. All right, that shrimp is going to be delicious the way it's going to cook. You're not going to have any shell except for the tail, and the tail kind of makes a nice little clean handle to hold onto the shrimp. So that's one way to do it. You'll season it up. Personally, I like Old Bay. Being from Maryland, I gotta kind of like Old Bay. It's a kind of a rule. When you leave Maryland, you gotta still work with the Old Bay, or they won't let you back in the state. So I gotta represent my Old Bay. So that's the first way. You can season that with Old Bay, steam it, fry it, saute it in a pan. It's gonna be great. And if you cook a shrimp like this, when you cook it just till it's done, it should be a C shape, right? Not a circle. If it curls all the way over to a circle, you've overcooked it. Happens, it's not the end of the world, but when you cook a shrimp to where it's just finished, just over that line, you're gonna have a much more tender, delicious shrimp. So try that next time, cooking it only till you see a C shape. Check that out. And they will continue to cook as you pull them out of the pan, so don't worry about that. So that's preparation number one. Second preparation is gonna be a butterfly. So this is gonna open up that shrimp a little bit, giving you more surface area, more contact area for seasoning. And to do that, we're gonna take our knife, a nice sharp fillet knife, and we're gonna run it all up and down this inseam that's already there. So just lightly, careful, don't cut yourself. Run that knife straight up through there, opening that shrimp up just like that. And that can be really nice for different dishes, pastas. You can also season and steam this and make a shrimp cocktail really nice, a little kind of upscale, kind of take it up a little notch variety on a shrimp cocktail. That's option two. The other thing that I want to teach you how to do is to cut the shrimp to stuff them. Here in my shop, we stuff them with crab cake, awesome Maryland style crab cake. You can stuff a shrimp with really anything that you like, but I want to show you the special little technique. So we're going to go just like we were going to butterfly it, right down there, but we're gonna go a little bit further, a little deeper into the shrimp, almost cutting all the way through. So there's just a little bit of that flesh left, and now that shrimp will sit just like this, and you can put your stuffing right here, fold that tail over, and you're gonna have a really awesome stuffed shrimp application for you and your family. So check those three techniques out. Again, whole, shell off, just leave it the way it is. Butterfly, take that knife and just run it down about halfway through the shrimp just to open it up a little bit. Or then if you want to stuff the shrimp, open it all the way up. Don't cut all the way through, but flip it over, and then you're going to make a nice little cavity to put your stuffing in. The fourth way that I'm going to show you how to prep these shrimp is personally my favorite way to prep shrimp. It's really what I do almost 99% of the time. It's how I prep most of my shrimp for my family, also in my cooking classes, and I think you should check it out because you will really enjoy what I'm about to show you. So to do this, I'm going to take the tail off the shrimp, just like that. And now what we're going to do is take our knife and we're going to open it all the way up. So slice all the way through that shrimp, just like that. I'm going to do one more here for you. Again, tail off, take the knife, slice it all the way up through from head to tail. And what we're doing here is giving ourselves A, more surface area, but B, more contact for seasoning. When you're looking at the outside of the shrimp, it's really smooth, doesn't have a lot of grip for flavor. The flavor kind of will slide off of it, but when you open it up, you now have all of this little texture. And check this out, John. You see all of that little texture in there? Little cavities and nooks and crannies. That's gonna hold on to all of that seasoning. And that's gonna make you have a really, really flavorful shrimp. So that's reason one that I like to split it. Reason two that I like to split it is when you cook a shrimp, like we said, it'll curl to a C. When you split a shrimp like this, they'll actually corkscrew. which is really, really cool visually, and it's a lot easier to eat because that big shrimp is now cut in half. So that's fun. Also, it takes 1 pound of shrimp and it kind of separates it and almost makes 2 pounds of shrimp visually. So it's a good way to stretch 1 pound of shrimp to get a little bit more life out of it and share a little bit more with your friends and family. So those are my tips and tricks on a shrimp, how to clean it, where they come from. Oh, and back to our trivia. What was the largest shrimp ever commercially brought in by a commercial captain? Do you know what it is? Huh? I'm looking at these comments. What is it? In 1979, a commercial fisherman in Seabrook Island, right here in South Carolina, brought in a 10-inch shrimp. Now these are about 1.5 inch. A 10-inch shrimp would be fit for a king or a film crew maybe, but a 10-inch shrimp. And shrimp typically only live about 8 to 9 months. That's kind of their lifespan. But experts, the DNR staff, they estimate that that shrimp was about 14 months old. So double what a normal shrimp would live. So that's really cool. But anyway, check us out next time on the Hook, where we take these split shrimp and take it all the way across the Mediterranean for a really fun Tuscan shrimp saute over a citrus herb couscous with some feta and some olives and some capers and all kinds of kicked up flavor. Can't wait to see you guys next time on that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is On the Hook, the places, faces, and tales of your Myrtle Beach seafood. See you then, guys.
Beach easy.